Hello and welcome. This is Teucer A200, although the box is saying something else entirely. It's not too uncommon to see this with things that are from AliExpress. Whatever the case, this came slightly damaged. As you can see, the box isn't in a great shape, and some pins of the heatsink were bent. By the way, I see that the fan cable is 3-pin, and the box is showing a RGB fan. I don't see any RGB cable either. The fan cable having only 3 pins means two things. 1. The fan may only run at a fixed RPM. 2. Its RPM could be regulated with voltage, but this is never precise. For example, for a 3-pin fan, to regulate its RPM to be below 1000 is hard, because the fan may just shut down altogether. In other words, this won't probably be a quiet fan. As for the heatsink, you can see the damages. But the more important aspect to look at is the pin density. It's low. Given the fact that this heatsink utilizes a 92mm fan, not a 120mm fan, this is bad news. And when you compare this to a proper entry-level tower cooler, you can see how weak this is going to be. I have a feeling that this heatsink is going to be a disappointment. Moving on, one positive aspect of this cooler is probably its AMD platform support. It uses AMD's original retention basket to install, meaning a pain-free install for AM4 and AM5 platforms. The box includes an old-fashioned kit for Intel platform support. Well, let's get this installed. The installation started off relatively pain-free. The Intel kit you are seeing was a common sight about 15 years ago for a lot of CPU heatsinks. It was best known for its tool-free installation. Anyway, a clear problem arose once the kit was installed. Due to the size of the AMD pushdown clip and how tight everything is with an ITX motherboard, it became a real chore to get it installed. I simply didn't have enough space to make it work. I did eventually somehow got it installed though, but it's not something I want to do repeatedly. The fan is relatively quiet so far, and it is pseudo RGB. It has the RGB color elements, but cannot control them. To be honest, this solution is not that bad if this is the only color fan in a case. Testing the heatsink is done by using a render test by using the Blender application. I render a scene I made by using CPU. I start off using all threads to push it to the max. If it thermal throttles, then I reduce the number of active threads to use to reduce the TDP. The Blender application lets you dictate how many threads it can use, making it easy to pinpoint the capacity of a heatsink. There are two things I learned from the max test. The heatsink is not capable of dealing with 125 watts TDP, and the fan has a fixed RPM of about 1700. Both are bad. The CPU is getting thermal throttled and is losing its clock speed by about 10%. Personally, that's fine because I didn't expect it to do well. Now it is time to find out what this heatsink is capable of. It's time to dial down. As I tinkered with the number of threads to use, I have eventually come to a conclusion that the comfortable TDP this heatsink can handle is about 85 watts. If the fan could spin up to like 3000 RPM, it should be able to handle higher wattage. But this is the fan they included for reasons unknown. In conclusion, this heatsink has some potentials. If you swap out the fan, you can make it better. For your information, this heatsink cost me $15, which is quite frankly dirt cheap for a heatsink. Therefore, I won't be harsh on this. Its full height is 134 millimeters, meaning it can go into some of small form factor cases where a full height tower heatsink cannot. Therefore, I do feel that this has some valid real-world applications as long as you swap out the fan, which will add $10 on top of 15. Its native AMD socket support is a marvelous bonus as well. Therefore, overall, for the price you pay, I am going to say that this is a decent heatsink to get. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.